And hey guys, Teen Fashion Tips, welcome back to another video. So as you can tell by my slowing upload roll, I've been very busy and stressed because I have a lot of school, I have different assignments and midterms and all that kind of stuff. So I thought, why not make a video on handling that stress, what stress is, and how to stop it. So the first thing to get off is, although stress is an emotion, it's an actual feeling in your body. This can be shortness of breath, tightness in your muscles, or just a want to sleep or a need to eat more unhealthy food. That kind of stress, even though it's in your head, affects your entire body, mental state, and just every aspect of your life. So for me, for example, it made me, having a lot of stress means I don't have time to upload YouTube, which makes me even more stressed. I have a lot of things that I stress out about, and I stress about getting them done. And then once they're done, I stress about what's next. So there's always stress in your life, no matter how you look at it. But the main way first to get out of that stress is to reframe it in your head. So personally for me, I know I have 3 assignments, a bunch of midterms and all these things, but I reframe it in a way that, hey, look, if I complete these things, I'm going to be closer to summer break where there's no stress. If I complete these things, I'm going to feel better about the current stress I have. I should be happy I have these tasks and these opportunities to do, because people would kill for an opportunity to me to have this kind of stuff in college and have a job. So all this kind of stress that gets piled on just needs to be reframed in a way to be thankful for the stress you have and how you feel after completing it. It's the same reward with instant gratification, except it's delayed gratification. So you will get that gratification, but only if you start and you finish it. So the first thing to always note, like I said, is reframe your mind on the stress and find a source of happiness and relaxation in your stress. Now, the second tip is more so how to stop it, because stress compounds on itself. Now, if you have one assignment, you're not that stressed. Maybe you'll start it a couple days before, which still isn't a good habit, but you don't feel that stress until the due date inches closer. But then you have 2, 3, 4, 5 assignments, job, school, friends. As soon as you get that, the stress compounds on it. And now you have a ton of things to do with a ton of stress. And now you're not even stressing about the task. You're stressing about how many things you have to get done. So no longer is it individualized stress, you're just stressed in general. And if you ask somebody say, hey, what are you stressed out about? You're gonna say everything, because you've let it compound so much. Now, the issue with this is we do have busy lives, which means no matter what, we're gonna have a ton of things on the go. The difference is not leaving stuff to the last minute, procrastinating, and letting it compound so badly that you're stressing about your stress because you have so much stressful things to do. Once you get so busy at the point, like I said, it's not about finishing your task anymore. It's you're stressing about stressed out, because you know that stress is going to affect how you're going to complete those stressful tasks. It's a lot of words of stress, but it's something that needs to be said, and you just need to get started on your task as soon as possible. When you have no stress, complete tasks to get ahead. So say if I don't have a paper due till the end of next month, but I have nothing to do right now, well, why not get a head start in it? Because then by the time we get closer, what happens next month when I have 4 assignments and that paper? Well, now it's compounded. So you have to get started right away. Now, some of the detriments of stress, and again, you can say there's a little bit of positives, but we'll stick to detriments and talk about the positives at the end of stress. Yet there's very few. Detriments is, again, physiological issues, heart beating faster, neck tightness, stress, all the basic things. Any show you see people stress, get wrinkles, cry, sad, any of that kind of stuff. So both physically and emotionally, it's going to affect you negatively in a way that hurts your body, shortens your life. As I said, stress is one of the biggest killers. Now, the only good thing of stress is last minute stress. Is that last minute stress where you kind of start sweating, you kind of focus in, is that kind of laser focus you get when you're stressed. Say when you have an assignment that you have 3 hours to finish. For those 3 hours of stress, you're laser focused on completing that task. And you'll do some pretty good work during that stress. It won't be your best work, as most people say, but you can do your best work in crunch time. So, like I said, you shouldn't be relying on that last minute stress, last minute burst of gratification to get your stuff done. Because all that's going to happen is you do more and more difficult tasks. That might have flew in high school, which it did for me. I would do assignments the night before. As you get into college, you need weeks to work on these assignments. In my job, I can't leave projects to the last day, because then I have 4 projects and then I'm just lost and I won't be able to do it. Again, I have YouTube videos to make. I have thumbnails to make. If I just let those pile up, I get behind on my work, and I'm stressed because I'm behind, and I still have these tasks to do, so it's double the stress. Now, some of the best ways I can say to relieve the stress outside of actually completing the stuff is, if you have an Apple Watch or some breathing, just sitting and deep breathing and thinking to yourself just about life, just thinking how happy you are to be alive, all the good things in your life, even for 10 minutes will just take you out of that mindset, just so you're calm and collected so you can start taking a task. Now, another thing is day planning or a to-do list. Now, this sounds pretty stupid for a lot of people. Like, I don't need a to-do list. I know what I got to do already. It'll make me more stressed out. The difference is you see that to-do list, you see those 6 tasks. Imagine how good it feels now you have 5, 4 tasks, 3 tasks. Every time you cross off a list, it's another burst of dopamine on top of completing the task, meaning you'll be forced to complete more and more tasks all the time. So that's another thing you have to do. So, with all that said, I always appreciate the support in your videos, and it always makes me happy to see you guys commenting. I respond to as many as I can. Thank you for the likes, views, subscribes. As I said, the channel's growing. Next step's editing and all that kind of stuff. As I would always said, Teen Fashion Tips out, and thank you guys so much for your support.